People. Que pasa, sakpa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. News with a buzz. Now the other day, a UK citizen, he came to Jamaica. He arrived in Jamaica on the 29th of December 2022. He lost his life on the 2nd of January 2023 within 72 hours, 3 days. Now, when the father was contacted about his son, he had nothing but praises for his son. The picture that he painted of his son is a person that bright up the room. Persons are wondering, persons are pondering. What could have happened? What would have made a man that is a personal trainer, no sorts of criminal, lose his life within 72 hours after coming to Jamaica for bringing the New Year's? He came to Jamaica on a Virgin Airline plane, landed in Sangster's International Airport, which is Montego Bay. Him and an ex-male friend, they went to a popular concert in Ochi, St. Anne, in a Priory to be specific. When they came back the next morning, he lost his life. I am going to let you listen to what the father has to say, and then I am going to let you listen to what Deputy Commissioner of Popo Fitzbailey has to say, and you're going to see that it is polar opposites in the picture that is painted of him by both persons. Take a listen to the father, and then I'll let you take a listen to what Fitzbailey has to say.
He made the room come to light, and they've took that light away from us. My phone don't stop ringing. What's happened to your son, Helen? Why have they killed him? How have they killed him? First time he's come to Jamaica, and they've took his life like that. It just don't. I can't comprehend, basically. I'm still trying to process this thing. He hadn't even started to shine yet. No children yet. He just basically started to live his life. Starting to find himself. Went to Jamaica. 72 hours. He's dead. How do we comprehend with that? The whole world is missing Sean Patterson. We need justice. We want justice. He deserves justice because he was somebody. His name was Sean Allen Patterson. Loved by all people in West London. Everywhere he went, he was loved. He just had that mannerism that took people over. And they took that light away from us. I don't know what more I can say apart from Sean, rest in peace. Please do, son.
Now, people, when you listen to the father, him said the son bright up the room. People are wonder, people are ponder. His phone is ringing off the hook. What would make them take away your son, Shane or Sean Patterson? Just like that. This man was living a very constructive life. This man not trouble anybody. Everybody likes him. He is well known in the UK. As a matter of fact, he was just about to marry his longtime girlfriend. They had a future, a bright future. Wanted Pitney, white picket fence, rete, lele, blue, blah, bling. That is what the father had to say. Was what the father said correct? People, me no know. That is yet to be determined. Now take a listen to what the SSP, Deputy Commissioner of Popo, SSP Fitzbailey has to say. As he details, intricate details of how things transpired, the sequence of things as he laid out, based on communication that he has had with the authorities in Jamaica and also UK, and then I'll give my piece.
On Monday, January 2nd, 2022, about 12:02 p.m., Shane Hallen Patterson, a 33-year-old personal trainer of West London, Great Britain, was shot and killed by unknown assailants at a villa in Bogue Heights, St. James. It was reported that Patterson came to Jamaica on December 29, 2022 on a Virgin Airline flight at the Sangsters International Airport, along with a male companion who is a construction worker of an Harlem Road, London address. They spent 3 days at an apartment, then subsequently booked at a villa in Bogue Heights, St. James for 5 days starting January 1st, 2023 at 5 p.m. On that day, they attended a popular concert in Prairie St. Anne, where they met up with one O'Shane Richards, O.C. Shaba, construction worker of a Kingston 13 address. Richards was deported from the UK in May 2013 after his conviction and a prison term of 33 months for possession of crack cocaine. On Monday, January 2nd, 2023, about 5 a.m., they returned to the villa accompanied by O'Shane Richards. All three reportedly retired to bed in separate rooms. About 12 midday on Monday, January 2nd, Patterson woke up and went to the pool deck along with Richards, and they were both talking on their phones. Richard reported that his back was turned to Patterson when he heard several loud explosions sounding like gunshots. He reported that he looked around and saw a lone man dressed in a black hooded sweatshirt with a handgun shooting Patterson. Richards allegedly ran off in bushes. The police were summoned, and on arrival, Patterson was seen clad in a grey shorts on his back in a pool of blood with what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the upper body and head. From credible information received, Shane Patterson is well known to the UK authorities and has an extensive criminal record for a number of offences which include narcotics, violence and firearm. Our investigation so far has theorized that the murder was a contract that emanated from Britain. There is no evidence that Patterson was robbed or has any connection in Jamaica. The investigation is making significant progress, and we are working with our international partners. If anyone has information they think can assist this investigation, please call Crime Stop at 311 or Police Emergency at 119 or the NIB tip line at 811.
Now, people, like I told you at the start, what Mr. Patterson's father had to say and what the SSP had to say, polar opposites. Two different pictures. One, the father made it seem as if this man was not involved in anything when the authority in the UK said otherwise. The father made it seem as if he's a personal trainer. Goody toe show. People, this does not justify anybody losing their life, whether they are good or bad. However, whenever you do stuff that is bad, it can always come back to haunt you. Especially when you are known for drugs, in all sorts of gangs, all sorts of pie. So we say the father was either telling half-truth or he does not know, ignorant to the fact, or he is in deep denial. We say the SSP, that is his job to do investigation, contact his international partners and they share information, them run him record. When the record come back, you hear Fitzbailey tell you what he is charged for, what the UK authority know him for. There's a person that comes into the picture afterwards That person's name, O'Shane Richards. They met O'Shane Richards. Mr. Patterson and his friend came from the UK. His friend is said to be a construction worker. People, do you realize that whenever anybody in any sorts of trouble, them are either a businessman, it seems as if the businessman name kind of get played out or get hot right now. So everybody is a construction worker. Mr. Patterson's friend, whose name was not mentioned, me don't know if he is a construction worker or not. However, I doubt it very much. Mr. O'Shane Richards, O.C. Shaba, the same thing. He is a construction worker from Kingston 13. Based on what the SSP told you, the two men that came in from UK met up with Mr. Richards Shaba, who is a deportee, got deported May of 2013. So therefore, a couple months short of 10 years since he's been deported. Come from Kingston, them link up at the party. Could be Buju Banton and Berry's party. Me no know, don't quote me. In a priory somewhere in a St. Anne. They went back on the 2nd of January 2023. Them there one villa. They left from an apartment, spent 3 days there. Went to the villa, was booked in for 5 days. Needless to say, Mr. Patterson did not make more than a day or two. He was gone. They went, everybody go to them room after them leave the party, 5 o'clock, them reach in, based on CCTV. 12 o'clock, midday or so, Mr. Patterson and Shaba from Kingston, Mr. Shaba, O'Shane Richards, went to the pool deck. Them they chill out there on phone. I guess that phone call was a phone call between whoever sent Mr. Richards for Mr. Patterson. Don't know the intricate details. I am just assuming, just speculating based on what I know. Mr. Richards, Shaba claims them attack and then him turn him back. When him turn him back, him hear all sorts of loud EXPLOSIONS. When him look, him see Mr. Patterson laid out flat in a pool of his own, you know exactly what. Him say when him hear and see it, him take for himself running at all sorts of bushes. Run for him life. He is 34. Anyway, I guess after the Popo reached on the scene and them question him, his story was not so convincing. He was held, and more than likely, if he is not charged already, he will be charged very, very soon. Let's analyze what Mr. Richards said. Mr. Richards claims him see one man in a full black like he is a part of the alliance. Hoodie, black pants, black this, blaze up Mr. Patterson. However, he was right there. His back was turned. You are telling me that you and somebody in a conversation, somebody, you leave UK 10 years ago, you and him there at the pool, and some man just roll up, or a person just roll up, blaze him up, and then take away. And then you take away yourself. And then when you come back, you see your friend where you did talk to a couple of seconds ago laid out. He should have known that nobody was going to believe that story. He should have known that this guest house have camera, CCTV. He should have known that that CCTV would have seen if anybody came in and anybody exited in any sorts of black alliance fitted outfits. So that is how the Popo realized something right. People, here I'm going to tell you. You Jamaican, you youths out there that are involved. I am not going to say, or I am not justifying or promoting what you are doing. you're doing wrong. Even more so, be very careful of the friends that you keep. Especially if that friend has taken a fall. That friend will come back and talk on you to save his own soul. Especially when that friend got his opportunity, as in Shaba, did what he was doing, get busted, get deported back to Jamaica for CRACK, and then him come back, him nah no money, him a live like the typical deportee, nobody no see him a live a disgraceful life, him get all sorts of phone call, they on WhatsApp whole day, idle like a idle man. Then him a hear say, Mr. Patterson up there, I lock down the place. Mr. Patterson have all the girls them at his beck and calls. Mr. Patterson is getting this. Mr. Patterson is getting rich. Worse, if him have a friend way up there that also stay just like him, bad mind, jealous and covetous, and want to get Mr. Patterson out of the picture. That friend would know that Mr. Richards down there broke like church mouse, desperate as ever. So therefore, if that person can call or communicate with Mr. Richards and promise him something, promise him X amount of dollars, that would probably change his life, make him live decent, go to the club, pop champagne, act like Mr. Man again, live in the past, live on his memory, reminisce again of the good old days. Then that is what Mr. Richards was going to do. Because he don't give a HOOT about Mr. Patterson. He's just scratching by. He is just looking for a come up. Him just want to come out of the slump any means necessary. If it means that he has to play friend. If it means that he has to go and link up with Mr. Patterson and his friend. And then take him out when he least expected it. People, me don't know if them coming up on any sorts of DRUGS transaction. Any sorts of ROBBERY. However, you hear what the SSP said. Robbery was not a motive. Nothing was taken. This was a contract takeaway sent from UK. And people, I am assuming that is what happened after they interviewed Mr. Richards, probably in the company of his lawyer. He is now SNITCHING to save his soul, because what he was promised, the plans that were made, like them say, when man a plan, God a wipe out. So therefore, things did not go according to plan. And now, Mr. Patterson is gone. His friend is panicking. His friend is wondering what the HELL I got myself into. Don't know if the friend was a part of his clique, meaning Mr. Patterson. Me not have no sort of idea. Don't know if the friend is a part of the whole conspiracy to take away Mr. Patterson. That is yet to be determined. Don't even know or hear of the friend's name. We just hear say him go there with a friend. Who this friend is, nobody knows. Luckily, in all of this story, Mr. Patterson is gone. Mr. Richards, more than likely, is going to be given a whole bunch of time for the MURDER conspiracy against Mr. Patterson. More than likely, Mr. Richards is going to turn state evidence. So people, there you have it. As clear a story as I can give you. You make your determination and tell me what you think in the comment section. Do you think that Mr. Patterson was here on any sort of DRUGS mission? He was also diversifying his portfolio. Since at the new year, him can come, enjoy a few concerts, enjoy himself, eat some jerk chicken, jerk pork, rete, lele, do some sort of transaction. People, me no know, me just a say, anything is possible. What I do know, whatever plan everybody had, those plans are in a shamble. One man gone, one man locked up, more to be locked up, more to come as it pertains to this. Moral of the story, be very careful of the friends that you keep, especially when that friend fall. That friend will take you out. That friend will conspire with other persons to take you out. And people don't know exactly what happened. However, we know that something foul went down. In this case, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos straight to the point, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Point blank and period.